Welcome to Exploring Art Mediums. We are going to have some fun with paper tonight. It's something different than we usually do in Exploring Art Mediums, but this is a fun project for summer. So let's get started. I'm going to have you guys start cutting this out while we watch the video about what we're going to do. But let me give you some instruction first. On my camera, I need to spotlight my video. Okay, so on here, I just held the paper up where it was like there, and then I just cut out. You just go like this and make, come around, and you're just gonna cut out the shape. And so the easiest way for me was to make a row up the middle. Just follow me, your paper's underneath, and you're cutting through your paper and your hearts at the same time. And then you just, you're going, see my paper's behind, right where it should be. And you just go around every heart, okay? And you can just be doing that. This is garbage now unless you want to save it, but you've got to have a little heart. You're going to make a pile of 12 hearts, I believe. Okay. If you guys have any questions, do unmute yourself and then mute yourself back up, because I just muted everybody. We're going to be folding those in half, and that's all we do. Okay. So then I can just take this and continue going up. The other shortcut you can do, watch me when I do this cut. I'm going to cut on the bottom of the heart, both directions. And that gives me a good start. And then I can come around. So that's another way to speed it up. We're going to watch a video. In this video, they are making, she's got stencil, a punch that she punches out the flower, the hearts and the flower out. So, or the circle for the flower. So we will pause it at that point and catch up with her after we're all done cutting. So let me show you that video right now. Okay. Hold on, I've got to go back to let me get the right screen up. Okay. So here we go. It's on Instagram, and so it is a vertical shot. It's not very large, so I'm hoping that you guys can see it. I'll expand the video.
On how to make this cute little flowers. I was playing around with some hearts and circles, and I kind of came up with this just about a few hours ago, and I thought it would be such a great addition to any craft project that I thought I would share with you. So here is a big one, and here are two that are smaller ones. And this one here, I folded the petals a little bit upwards so that you can, you know, kind of adds a little bit of a dimension. And this one here, which my center just fell out, I haven't put any additional glue. I just left it flat, so I really like it like this as well. Now the tip that I have for you, that it is best if you use a double-sided paper, because the back will show. Oh, this guy doesn't want to stay on. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue right here in the middle, and then just add, this is just a little pearl, little accent there. And like I said, like I was saying, if you use a double-sided paper, that would be great, because you know, you can see the inside. If you make them with single-sided, you're going to see a lot of white. So let me show you how to make these. All we need is a heart punch, and I have this one here. I can't remember what this one was by. Oh, Fiskars, duh. So I have this little one here, and you're also gonna need a circle puncher. This is a 1.5 circle punch, also by Fiskars, I'm sure. And so I'm gonna punch my circle, and then I'm also gonna cut out one more heart. And I've decided I love this color combination of pink and orange, but I am going to go with the pink. And all we're going to need is some glue. And I'm gonna use this little piercing tool to kind of hold things in place. I'm going to add glue kind of all around in the center. And then I'm going to start by gluing my hearts that I folded in half.
So we're just going to watch her do this, and
kind
then
of the
I'll
trick here is that you're kind of putting one heart inside of the other one. Not all the way, but just kind of overlapping a little bit. And, you know, you're basically kind of gluing and arranging your hearts, which again, all you do is you're folding them in half. And you know, the glue obviously is going to take a little while for it to dry, but which is kind of good because then it gives you time to kind of move things around and rearrange and place things the way you want. And at first it seems like, oh my gosh, everything is moving all over the place, but wait, and I'll show you. So once everything is like that, I kind of go ahead and put my finger in the middle to hold everything in place. And then I start moving things around, you know, making sure everything is kind of overlapping under each other. And by now the glue is starting to kind of hold. And again, if you put your finger in the middle, you can kind of see the spacing between each of the hearts or the petals to make sure everything is lining up. So you can see it there. And that looks okay. And there is the back of it, my circle. And then basically you're gonna let it dry. And then at this point you can decide if you want to put anything in the center. There's many things you could do. You could maybe if you have tiny little beads, you can drop a big blob of glue and then just kind of sprinkle all your little micro beads in the middle to create a center. I'm gonna try and use this center here, this little enamel dot, and I really like them like this. But again, you can add enamel dot in the middle and then just kind of, you know, perk up the little petals again. And there you go. I really love them. I can see making tons of these and just have them ready to grab them, you know, whenever I need one, grab them and add them to my projects. So a very simple, cute little flower for your enjoyment. Thanks so much for watching.
Okay, so what'd you think? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me.
It looks easy
I've got to stop her. Hold on.
Circles, and I kind of.
Okay. There we go. Okay. So what'd you guys think?
Looks
So
nice.
now this is going to be a fun, we're going to be making this booklet, and then we can decorate our little booklet with a flower. Okay. So that's the idea, is we'll start with this booklet, but we're going to let this flower dry while we're making the booklet. So go ahead and fold all your hearts in half, the same side of paper facing out, unless you want to go like alternate. You could do that. And let's see. Just gonna mute everybody. If you have a question or a comment, I'm going to open up the chat. You can also unmute yourself and ask me a question. So let me just zoom in.
I'm lost. I had trouble getting in.
I know. I'm sorry, Beth. Everybody had trouble tonight. It was a Zoom problem and a operator error. I'm sorry. We're just we're holding up our pattern. Mine's all in pieces now, so I can't really show you, but it's the page with all the hearts and circles on it.
Okay.
You're gonna hold that in front of the double-sided scrapbook page, and you're gonna cut out the hearts. You're gonna cut out the hearts and the circle out of your scrapbooking page, okay?
Debbie, I have a
Yeah.
question.
Yes.
I picked my kid up on Saturday and it's totally different. It's got
You
like
got
little,
the wrong kit. They gave you the wrong kit.
it's the little squares with the, like, and that white paper with the blue thing pasted.
Is it like this? Does it have a plate in it? Oh no, that's the gouache. So that was last Saturday's class. What?
I went on Saturday morning. I wonder.
They gave you the wrong kit. Yeah. So there will be a kit for you there tomorrow. So if you just want to watch, or if you can grab some, if you have scrapbooking paper, you can certainly do it. If you've got plain printer paper, computer paper, you can still make everything out of white paper tonight. And then when you get your kit tomorrow, you can do it again.
Okay.
Sorry
Okay,
about
great.
that.
Okay.
But yeah, see,
I thought it was
okay. No, and honestly, I should not. Those were two classes that were both exploring art mediums, but we were doing different things. And I shouldn't have named it the same thing because it's been very confusing for everyone. Not only the staff, but for me too. It's just, that was a mistake.
Okay.
So sorry, I apologize for that.
Right. Okay.
That happens. Sometimes the kids get, like, even I was there Monday morning, and there was lots of questions because you get staff members that are working the window that haven't been there all week, and this is their first time giving out kits. And if they haven't looked carefully at the calendar, they might give you the wrong kit. But that's the end of it. That's the end of the kit. So we're to the end. Thursday's our last kit for summer reading, and then we're just back to you guys supplying your own supplies off of the list that I give you until next summer, probably. But hopefully we'll be back in the building next summer. Who knows, huh? It's a little crazy. Okay, I'm gonna work on dark paper just because you guys can't see. You can't see what I'm doing. Let me clear this up. So, I don't know who it was that I was just talking to, but with your computer paper, just eyeball, like fold it in 6, and do 6, just cut out 6 heart freehands through 6 pieces, thicknesses of the paper, and you'll have the 12 hearts that you need. So you can do it really quick, catching up with just some plain computer paper. Okay. So when I'm doing this, I see that some of my hearts are really uneven. So in a real world, I would take the time to trim those so that they are both equal, but I'm not going to do it right now. Okay. So let's just go ahead. I've got this base. I'm going to take my glue stick or tacky glue, cut off the end of it so you can squeeze things out. And I'm going to go almost to the outside rim of that. Okay. And I'm kind of scraping the glue around with the jar, with the bottle, so I'm not squeezing out a whole bunch. I'm mostly just using the glue to do that. to smear it out, okay? So then you just start laying down your hearts, and you think about a pie. You're gonna have just the center meeting in the middle, and the tail ends of the heart are gonna hang over the edge and cover up the circle. And you tuck in a heart in the last one. You don't have to put extra glue in. It will stay where there's glue. So by the time you have 6 hearts, you should be straight across from each other, midline, because we need to fit all 12 on there. And if you're not, we can scoot it. We'll readjust it. But remember to scoot one heart inside the other. And if you're just joining us right now, we're making the flower that we're going to put on our 6-folded, I don't know what you call it, booklet, 6 pocket.
I'm watching you, it's Debbie.
You're watching me?
Yeah, make it, but
Yeah.
I'm having trouble cutting out the hearts because of my hand. I had trouble with scissors.
Okay,
Can I
Beth.
just do it later? Do that later?
Yes.
After-
Yes. It's not critical to make the booklet. It's just an added decoration. So take your time, off camera, off class time, and make that. Now I'm just pushing down. Can you guys see that? I'm pushing down, and then you can go around and divide it up. Make sure it's you know, even on every side and stuff. I can also, now I've got some sides that glued. You can also curl back the petals. Do you remember she showed us how we're bending one of the petals back, and that's what I'm doing back here. So Beth, just watch, and then just when you have time and you get it done, all cut out, you'll be able to do it. Okay. Now mine came with a little thing. It might be a little button, it might be a little flower. I can take a little bit of glue and put right in the middle of that. Okay, you guys see that? Let me zoom in. Okay, so that's my little flower. And if that was just too fast and you guys couldn't keep up, don't worry about it. Just make sure you push down in the middle for a little while till that tacky glue really takes hold.
Yeah.
Do you have a question?
I just put a pencil in the middle to push it down.
Oh,
and
that's
about
really
20
smart.
seconds to hold.
Yeah,
I
so
make
you can
these all
go,
the time. They're super cute.
you can go like that until your glue starts to take hold. That's a great idea, Debbie. Thanks. Okay. So now we're going to watch another video and learn how to fold our map into a 6-page booklet, 6-pocket booklet. Okay. And we're going to follow along. What I'd like you to do is, if you don't have a bone folder, which most people do not, I want you to grab a spoon out of your kitchen while we watch this. So run get a spoon, or if you have a bone folder like that. You could also use a pencil. There's a chance that it might, it'll be fine if you want to use a pencil, a side of a pencil. What else could you use? Maybe a paintbrush to do our creases. We're going to take a minute and watch the video. Let me switch it to the next video. Right here. Okay, folks. Let's see. Okay. Here. We're going to fold along with her, but she does a
This
1 minute
is the
introduction.
6-pocket origami book. This is a wonderful little folded book that is really just kind of a little pamphlet book, but it has 6 pockets. It has one on the front, one kind of secret one here in the middle, and then 2 inside, another one in the middle, and another one on the back. And you can glue down those little corners if they pop up. This is all made from one sheet of paper. There's all sorts of papers that work well for this. Be aware that it really folds down from a large piece of paper. So this folds down from a large piece of art paper, like a Canson or a Strathmore, and it folds down to about 1/8 of its size. So just be aware of that. I'm going to show you the folding technique for a 6-pocket origami book. This is a half sheet of the art paper. You could also use a map. Using a paper that's printed on 2 sides is really nice because then you get printing all the way through it. I wouldn't do that on my first time because maps already have folds in them, and you might get mixed up on which are your folds and which are their folds. This is from an atlas page, an old out-of-date atlas that I used, and that came out really, really nice. I'll show you what happens when you fold a one-sided piece of paper is you get a lot of this white space. So be aware of that. This is a really nice marbled piece of paper that I had, but only marbled on one side. So now I'm having all this white space that I don't love. This is just a little tiny book that's folded down from an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. I'm going to show you the folding technique. This is a half piece. I've already torn this.
Okay, this is where we start. If you've got a ragged edge on your atlas page, go ahead and trim that off to make it smooth and square. And we'll go ahead and follow along with her and fold our map page, our atlas page, like her brown paper. So this is a watch and do with what she does, okay?
This piece in half. I'm going to take it and fold it in half. All you need for this is a bone folder. That's the only tool that you need. I'm going to use my hands to fold, but then also use my bone folder to help me really crease down that fold. Just once, and one way is fine. You don't have to keep folding it back and forth or anything. Open it back up, and then we're going to flatten it out, and you're going to meet the edge to that center fold. Again, I use my fingers to start down my crease, but then I use my bone folder to get the crease nice and crisp. You can open that back up again. Meet this edge to that center fold. Use your bone folder. Open it back up again. Now we're going to fold in these short edges, just about 1/2 inch. That's a real approximation. You don't really even have to measure, but if you're doing a smaller piece of paper, you might want to make that more like 1/4 inch, a larger piece of paper, about 1/2 inch. So again, I'm not even going to measure. I'm just going to fold it down about 1/2 inch. It really doesn't have to be terribly exact. Use my bone folder to help that crease. I'm going to do it again on the other side. Just using my fingers to kind of guide it to hopefully keep it pretty straight. A little crooked, it's okay. All right, so this is what we have so far. Now we're going to fold down each of these corners, and we're going to meet it to the fold. We're going to meet this edge to this fold. All 4 sides. Again, using my fingers, and the bone folder just really helps you get that crease nice and crisp. So we're getting there. All right, so this is what it should look like now. We're ready to just fold these in. This fold's already created, so you're just, folding where you've already folded. Make sure everything at this point is nice and crisp. All right, and we're gonna flip the whole thing over. And it doesn't hurt to just keep putting down there. Okay, so now we're on the side where you don't see any of the folds, and we're going to do, again, about a 1/2 inch, or maybe even for this size, about 5/8 of an inch fold on this edge. So if you feel more comfortable measuring, you can do that, or you can just kind of eyeball it, which I really like to do. Just eyeball it. So I'm just kind of using my fingers to crease, and then my bone folder to make that nice and crisp. And now you're going to start seeing it take shape. So now this is what we have. I'm going to fold this piece in half that we have that already has a lot of folds in it, and we're going to meet that to the top. And crease it. Your bone folder. This piece of paper is a little thick, but it works fine. If your paper's a little thicker, you're just going to have to work just a little harder. All right, so now we have these little corners to tuck into. However, if you just tuck them in now, you're going to have kind of this bulkiness here that doesn't quite fit. So what's suggested that you do before you tuck those in there is that you pull this pocket just a little bit to the center, and you're recreasing this just a little bit, so it's going to fit in there a little nicer. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. Okay, I'm going to pull on this corner of the pocket. I'm just going to pull it in, get my bone folder, and just give it kind of a new little crease. And it's really not noticeable, but it really helps the whole book fit together here in the end. So after I fit that in there, I'm again going to just use my bone folder to help crease this down. And now we're ready to fold the whole thing together. And there we've got our 6-pocket origami book. If you're worried about these popping out a little bit, you could just put a little bit of glue, a little bit of PVA glue in there, and let it dry for a little while, and those will really stay nice and tight.
Okay, so.
I think we lost everybody in the middle.
Okay, we'll do it again. I'll unfold this. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. You guys should have said something. I could have stopped it right where you got lost. Okay.
Yeah, well, somebody put a chat out there, so I didn't.
Oh, yeah, and see, when I share, you guys disappear completely. It fills up my whole screen, so I don't see the chat.
Oh,
So,
okay.
sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. So you're going to, now it's hard for me to see which side we really started on, but we're going to fold it in half. Hopefully you're all there. And then we're going to fold it into the center on both sides, right?
Okay.
Okay, let me mute everybody. Okay. Then you're going to open it up, and you're going to fold an edge on this side and turn your map around and fold the edge on this side, okay? And then you're going to fold each corner in, and you're going to do that on all 4 corners. Just like that. And you're going to fold it in. So it looks like that. Okay, so do we have people still doing it? Okay. At this point, let me, so we go from the side that we folded in, we're going to flip it over, okay? And then you're going to do a bigger fold at the bottom of 5/8. And what's that? That's creating these little teeny tiny corners here that you're going to insert the paper in, okay? So like that, 5/8 at the bottom. You're going to turn it around. You're going to fold up this edge to it. Okay, increase it.
So are we doing a 5/8 fold on both ends?
No, just the one end.
Oh, okay.
Only the one end. That may
So
have
does
been
it matter
where,
whether it's the top or the bottom?
does not matter.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
You can unfold it and do it any way you want. It's all gonna come out differently. Once you've folded it up like that, then you're just going to take it and you're gonna insert it in this little corner, okay? And then you're gonna insert this other one and just check for a fit. If it's kind of poofy, like she said, some of them, it doesn't lay flat. It feels poofy, too poofy. So you can kind of pull on this side of the pocket and increase that fold a little bit. And what that does is it makes this piece of paper shorter. And so it'll lay flat. You can do it again on this side too if you need to. Okay, so I'm going to pause it again. Show that again. When you fold it up, you're meeting it up to those this 5/8 thing. So, and then you do a dry fit and see if it fits in the corner nicely and try it in this other corner. And like I said, if it's poofy along here, you're going to want to narrow this flap. And the way you narrow it is you just tug on this and make a bigger fold right there and on this side. Okay. And then, honestly, then you just take it like this and you fold it in half. You take your foam folder and you go all the way around it and crease it nice. Okay, so what you've got, let me come in a bit. You've got one pocket here on the outside. You have now we'll want to glue that down. Otherwise, when you open it, you'll just pull it apart. But when it's glued in there, you've got a second little pocket right there. You actually could do glue. You could do glue all the way across if you wanted. And that would really secure the pocket. Then you've got two inside pockets. And then this other pocket over here. In fact, I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to take my glue. You guys can too. If you've got a good fit, I'm just going to run a little bit of glue down here and into that corner. Okay, so that when I fold this up, it totally will stay. Okay.
Oh,
Question? What you got, Beth? You got a glue stick?
got glue stick. Got glue.
Your glue stick will work fine. It might be a little hard to get in that pocket. So I would put glue. I'd go ahead and let me pull this out. I'd put glue on here and then stick it into the pocket. And that would work. That makes sense, everyone? We all good?
Okay, okay.
Let's see, I don't have another piece of paper. I can do it in white if you want me to do it again. I'm gonna pop. What we're gonna do now is we can decorate this. So I'm gonna take this gold seal and I accidentally cut the edge of it off. So I'm going to put it halfway hanging off. And you guys could do the same and then wrap the other part of it, but that would, no, you don't want to do that because that would seal up your pocket and you don't want to do that. So put it just right by the edge and then you can glue your flower to where that's exposed. You guys see that? So I'm just going to take glue and put on the bottom of the flower and just offset it. Again, we want to make sure that circle is really attached. You can press down and then readjust your flower afterwards. Okay. We've got, what else is in our kit? We have
Debbie, can you zoom out just a little bit so we can see the full card? Oh, okay, thank you.
So my pocket is right here. So if this were a travel pocket or something, I could make a little tag. Everybody got some sort of little bookmark, little card thing. And
Okay.
you don't, who does not? They all look different. They're all separate. Some are oblong, some are square, some are round. Hopefully in your kit. Sorry, whoever didn't get the right kit. I think you ended up with watercolor kit. Yeah, so you could like put a little ribbon on that and you could stick that in the pocket and put something like if you were giving it to somebody. There's more decorations. Everybody got some sort of butterfly, a couple of butterflies. We can go ahead and put a butterfly on the other pocket. I'm just decorating all the pockets right now.
I'm looking for all my, oh, there they are.
You probably have little things in the bottom of your bag there. On the back, I'm just gonna do this one. Everybody got different things. Not sure if that's an iron-on.
So we decorating both sides?
All four sides, you're gonna put something on.
Okay.
Can you make that look very last fold to make it down that small? I got lost there.
I'm sorry, what do you need?
Can you refold that last fold to make it that size?
Yes, let me go to a different book because this one I put glue on. So let me do this one. Okay. So you're here, Beth, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm past that. I've got it in those little pockets at the top on that one side.
Oh, okay. So all you do is you take this edge up to this edge.
Oh, I'm past that.
Oh, then you're just sticking this in here. Then you just stick it in the corners.
Okay. I must not have a.
You don't have you don't have these little corners?
I don't have a big enough one, I don't think. Let me.
So.
I don't think I folded it in enough.
Oh, maybe that's the case. Okay, yeah. Remember she said fold it. Okay, so we go back to this part. Sorry, I'm going to zoom out again. So you
Sorry.
can see. Okay, and you turn it over, and then you're going to fold up 5/8 of an inch. So if you wanted to do it bigger, you could. You do 5/8 on one end.
Okay.
You got that?
Yep.
Okay, then you're just going to bring the top down to meet that,
Okay.
and then crease it.
Put the corners in the little where you folded.
And
Right.
so then these little corners are under here, and it's on this little folded piece right there. Do you
Yeah.
have that?
Yes.
Okay, you're just going to take this piece and slide it in there.
I've got that.
Okay, then that's it. And then you just fold it in half. Do it on both sides. Tuck in your corners and fold it in half again.
Okay. That's where I got lost. Sorry.
Good, I'm glad you caught up. That's great. Okay. Yeah, so you can continue putting some stuff on here. You could decorate each pocket a little bit different. Everybody's got little butterflies. I figured that would be good for maps because how the monarchs kind of go around. Okay. So that's kind of how I decorated mine. That makes sense? Now you guys have other pieces of paper that you're able to do things in. You've got, just solid pieces of paper that you're able to make some tags of your own making. So I could just cut this and go like that, and then cut off this corner to match. And then I could just punch a little hole in there. And see, here's another tag that you can put in here. And you could journal on it. You could actually just cut this square and print out a picture and glue that picture, a photo that you took on a trip or something, and make, insert that in the pocket. That would be interesting. Okay. You'd have to make it smaller than that. Okay. This last one, I could just do it in half again. So it's not completely, our book is oblong, so you're not able to do a whole, keep it square. Anyway, so that's a way to decorate it and journal on it, put tags on it, kind of make it, you could even do something in your secret pockets if you wanted. You could put something in here to pull out later. Okay. Okay, and in the last little while that we've got together, I want to go over some doodling. I was going to ask you to, you've got mixed media paper in your kit, and I would like you to do some doodles with maybe just even a felt pen with a Crayola marker. We're going to do some doodles. And I'm going to just show you that you can just draw something like a leaf. And then if you've got water nearby, you can just take that and make it into watercolor. You don't have to have a watercolor set. You see, mixed media paper allows that to dissolve, and then you can do things like that. So I could like do a flower. Like that. And then all I'd have to do is just add some water. You want to leave some white. It just looks better with a little bit of white. Okay.
So Debbie, what is the stencil for?
Oh, that good. Yeah, good reminding. That was just something we can use that now. I have a stencil. It is actually to do something on your colored cardstock. So let's take one of those pieces of cardstock out. And you could do a doodle on that. That's all it's for, is for you to embellish. You can embellish one of your cards with it. And most of you guys have a mandala design. So you could just embellish one of your cards. I ran out of those. There wasn't quite enough. So I just grabbed a stencil from my stash. But yeah. Now, this is just regular cardstock. Let's see what happens. I'll experiment with mine so that you guys don't mess up yours. But let's just see what it does on here. Yeah? I don't know if you can see that. It is lifting. So if I were to do a different color on here, which I should have done. It doesn't smear it nearly as well as the art media paper. I mean, this rose looks pretty good for being Crayola marker, you know. So I think the fact that you use art media paper, and you could make some squares out of this paper and use it. It's special paper that we use a lot in our programming. Here's Walmart sells it, Hobby Lobby. This is the cover of the art mixed media paper. And it just says it's multimedia. You can use it for acrylic, watercolor, pen, and pencil. Okay. What I'd like for you to do now is either turn this page over of doodles that you used, and we're going to do something with just a black marker or a black ballpoint pen. I think I took my ballpoint pen away, so I'll be using just a micron. Let's see if that works. Give me my black pen. Okay. Okay, so this is a fun experiment. This is going to really test our creative ability. So we're just taking an art media page, and we're going to use the numbering system. And I'm going to number my paper 1. And just do 3 ones. Oh, thank you. Okay. And 3 2s. And I'm going to turn the numbers. every time you write it, you're going to turn it. Does that make sense? So a 3 will look this way, and then I'm going to do it this way. A 4 is going to look like that, one way. Keep it open, this 4. Don't close that top part of the 4. It's especially important on this one. We're going to do 5 now. 6. 7. 8. I'm going to do an 8 that looks like circles, and then turn it that way. And then our 9, I'm going to do it rounded like that. Can you see that? Maybe I'll just do it like that. Okay. So is everybody with me? We've got our paper filled. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to show it to you. We're going to create all sorts of leaves and flowers and shapes out of our numbers. We're going to get really creative. This is just a prompt. It's just a way to use the numbers as something that you're creating. Can you guys see the 4 in there? Okay, so here we go. Let's just take this number 1, and I'll just do it with you. And if you just got a pencil, that works too. We're just going to make this a leafy kind of thing, almost like a ginkgo leaf or a little flower stem. Okay, almost like a 4-leaf clover. Okay, this next one, we're just making it more like a windmill, if that makes sense. Like those fans for the water, like the pumps that, what are they called? We've got them all over Texas.
Windmills.
Windmills, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Okay. So this next one is kind of crazy. We're going to come up here. We're just going to do a leaf. And then we're going to come off here and do little leaves. And we can make this into a flower, actually. These are all imaginary, kind of made up little things that we're doing. And then you could put lines through your leaves if you want. Okay, so this one's a little odd. We've got this number 2. Can you guys see this well enough? Let me go in a little bit more. There we go. Okay, this one is more just like little ivy, little squigglies. Like if you were to make ivy or something out of it, and then you can just do these leaves off of it. Who would think that you could draw just using numbers, huh? It's exploring. It's kind of creating your own little number. Okay. So then the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to come off of here and just do a kind of a heart-shaped leaf like that. And then come off this way and do the same thing. Okay. And then here we've just got, you're just going to go zigzag back and forth on this one.
Can you move your paper to the left just a little bit, Debbie? Okay,
Yeah, there. Sorry about that.
that's okay. We just couldn't see it for the pictures.
No. Okay. Moving on to 3. Okay, now think of three little three-petaled flowers. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And you could even put dots, that kind of thing. So off of this, I'm going to do some more. Oops. That didn't work out very well. Okay. So this one, just going to again do some beautiful shaped leaves. And this one I'm going to put the veins in. What you're going to find is you're going to create some branches and some leaves that you'll want to replicate on some artwork. And that's the whole idea, is that you're going to find something that you like. I've got to mute. Sorry, I've got to mute you. Just continue on around. Okay. So our 4, on this one, we're just going to make the loops at the top and the loop over here. And again, I'm just going to make loops on the sides. Okay. On this one, I want you to think of like an acorn leaf, like yeah, an acorn that's got, so it's got side bobs like that. I think that's an acorn leaf. And then it's got holes. Okay. And then off of here, we're going to come up and do it again. Okay, this last 4, it's just those beautiful heart-shaped leaves. They're my favorite. You just do it every which way.
Debbie, we can't see what you're doing. Can you slide up? Thanks.
There we go. And then off of here. Okay. This is just stretching our imagination as to what kind of things we can make with it. This one's going to have, this 5 is going to have, balls, like round leaves, like a, well, that's not a ginkgo. Maybe a berry, I guess, would be more appropriate. Can you see if you had, like someone was having a birthday and you did the numbers in a certain color, and then you went ahead and drew all the different leaves coming off that number, like, I don't know, like if someone was celebrating a big 60th birthday or something, or 40th or whatever, you could actually choose these to make the card. So that would be fun. Okay, again, these are just spider leaves, just really, like if you had I don't know, a spider leaf plant, I guess. And what I'll ask you to do is just save this piece of paper for when you're just being creative and working on your own journaling or doodling, and you have some prompts. Okay. I'll just skip that 5. Okay, so this one's fun. This is going to be holly berries. And so we're going to do 3 circles in this 6. And then off of here, I'm going to be making a holly leaf. Can you see that? Then I want to come off and do more leaves. Okay. This next one, I am going to use this as a berry again. Maybe just do a little bit of a tiny circle in there. And then it's just going to have just some leaves off of it. Okay. And let's see. This one, we're just going to do opposite leaves, like a curlicue, like a fiddlehead fern kind of thing. We're getting there, guys. Okay. So number 7. Ready? This one is just round leaves. And you're just using the 7 in there as the leaf veins, actually. This next 7 is going to be some long, narrow, twisty, and it's going to actually come back and turn and go back like that. So did you see that little figure 8? But what it does is it makes the leaf look like, or the petal look like it's turned. So let's do that again. Okay. This one again, I'm just going to use the 7 as, what did they use on this one? Oh, it's kind of turned. Let's see. I think they just kind of went like this. Very simple. Okay. So now this 8 is just circles in. Oop, let me move it up. Just like that, and then you can go in on both sides. So it's like a little, I don't know, a little bud maybe. Okay. So this one, it actually starts, I'm going to go this way and put a line through it. Okay. And I'm going to do this double line. And this one, this 8, I'm going to make like that. Here we go. There we go. Comes down. Another 8. And then it gets polka dots in it. Okay. Our 9, we're going to just do kind of an autumn leaf, maybe a little bit of a maple leaf in this one. If I can do it. That's more like holly. That didn't work out very well. We could try that again over here. So a maple leaf is like this, right? This is what a maple leaf looks like. I can't remember. Anyway. The last one, we're going to do kind of inside the circle. We're going to make a design. And then fill that in with little circles. So it's like the center of a flower. Okay. And then the last one, upside down. Oops, my pen's running out. You could almost make that into a rose, like some sort of little flower or a berry. Around that way. Okay. So that's it. That's doodling. That's a doodle lesson. I hope that you guys had fun with that. Something I've been doing, it was on a free webinar. There's a lot of little free classes that are going on right now for during COVID, so that you're able to take advantage of some free art projects. So just look online for that. Remember that you can go back on this art media paper and color things in if you want. So you could kind of do a doodle of here of like a like a fall leaf. And just mix your colors on here. And then take a little bit of water and go over it. And it works for colored, well, what you can do is you can try all the pens that you have and see which ones are permanent and which ones are water-based. And then that's not bad just for Crayola marker, right? I mean, that's kind of fun. So have fun with filling this in. Then, you know, you can go ahead and do it shaded. And then I would do yellow on top. And then take my water and mix it. Well, that's pretty. How fun. You don't have to stay in the lines. Sometimes it's fun to go outside the lines. That you could transpose something, a drawing like that, into a cactus. And it's a really easy way to make a cactus. Would be to do that kind of shape, this kind of shape off of it, and little flowers. And then it could be on a base. But if I did cactus, I would just do those little spiny things on it. Again, I would just use that green. That's pretty. Yellow on this side, and maybe even a little bit of blue right there in the middle. And then of course our little flowers are going to be a mixture of purple and pink and orange up there. So something like that would be fun on these little cards, that you could make cards out of your extra art media paper, just the plain white, and then you can mount it on the colored cardstock, cut it smaller, paint your little cactus, then glue it onto one of these cards. So you can have it like that all the way around, and then paint your little cactus right there, or your flower or whatever. Okay. But that's all I've got for tonight. I hope it was kind of fun. There was a whole watercolor page that I included in case you guys wanted to like make another one of these books out of watercolor paper and then paint the whole thing both sides, so that you can just do like what would you do? I would just do kind of a glazy kind of thing on both sides. And you could actually do it with the felt pens and then put water on it and let it dry and then fold it up just like one of these. And it would be a beautiful card to give to somebody. And you could do a little thought in each pocket for that person also. And then you can make your own little flowers and stuff and put on it. So I would probably use the blue and purple markers and stuff and make my design and then fold it up like this. Okay. So that's all I've got for tonight. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time.